In this video, it's day 2 of being in my new unit, and the GSA has come in because the weather is terrible. I'm having to wear my Fluffy, my dead cat as they call them, indoors because the weather is just that awful at the moment. I mean, people have been talking about the weather and reckoning the weather will come through these slats here in my unit, but to be honest, I've been here when it's been raining and windy and not a fat lot has come through there. The wind's coming through, but that's good. The wind ventilates. And people have also raised mouse concerns, and I have had mouse issues before. In fact, with Ellie, the winter I took her off the road, which turned out to be a mistake. I'm not doing that again. She chucked a right strop. A mouse was leaving nuts in her air filter, so I took the air filter off just to do some pre-flight checks, full of nuts. So hopefully that won't happen. The farm isn't really doing farm work so much anymore, so I'm hoping that will mean the mice aren't very interested, but we're still in rural parts. They're going to be about, but there are 4 cats that work on the farm, and they should hopefully keep the mouse numbers down. Let's hope so anyway, because mice can do all manner of damage to old cars. They can chew wiring looms. A friend recently had one, well, it might have been a squirrel actually, chewing through a fuel tank, but fuel lines they can nibble on as well. They can do all manner of damage, so that's definitely something to file under undesirable. So we hope that won't happen. Of course, the unit looks big. Everyone said, oh, this unit looks massive, and I suppose it is, because the one I've got at the moment, or the old one rather, wouldn't allow me to park another car there. So in theory I could get 9 cars in here, but in practice I'm probably not going to go there, because you need somewhere to actually do some work. Oh, there's a small dog as well. I imagine he likes chewing on rats and mice as well. But yeah, the reality is I've got space for 6 cars and a work area, and that's quite good. I'm probably going to dump the tools in the area where all the MX-5 parts are. They're over there. They actually belong to the farm people themselves, I think. So they will all disappear in time. And yeah, I can focus on working on the cars. Obviously, I don't like blocking cars in. I would prefer to have all the cars accessible, but I don't think I've quite got that luxurious space. Might have a bit of a fettle and see what's possible, because little cars can park in the corner. Certainly took Ellie. I reckon the Matiz and the Fox would probably squeeze into that corner if I so wished. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Regarding the back wall, I'm aware there is damp coming through that, but given the amount of ventilation, I don't think that's a massive issue, to be honest. There is stuff stacked against this wall, but this wall is technically underground, I think, so there's not a fat lot I can do about it, but I don't think that's going to be a massive issue in the big scheme of things. That's simply not a problem. Just while I'm prattling on today, I thought I might talk a bit about the GSA, because the GSA hasn't been featuring in videos very much of late, and the simple reason for that, I've not been driving it that much. I have traditionally been keeping the GSA at home, but when I got in it this morning to go and do the mailbag run, it's still got a sack of mail in the back of it. A lot of water fell out above the pedals and landed on my feet and my precious sandals, and that can't be tolerated. So I'm going to have to see what we can do about that. But the main thing is it's very stormy at the moment. We've got low pressure, it means lots of rain and lots of wind. So I have brought her indoors because we're having a long weekend away, which will, hopefully there will be some video content from that. We shall see. But yeah, main thing is get her indoors, because Giselle, the GSA, has been out in all weathers pretty much since I got her, and before that I think she'd had quite a luxurious life of being parked up in a garage. So it's been a bit of a culture shock. She's absolutely filthy. Could do with a wash. I haven't got my washing stuff here at the moment. That will come in time. So hopefully we can give her a wash and clean her up a bit at some point in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, the main one is she's gonna suffer sitting out in all weathers. Rain just creeps into places you really don't want rain creeping, and we've had a lot of it lately. So she's also coming to the unit. That wasn't necessarily my plan, but she's up here as well. And we've got another 3 cars to bring up next week. So that will be Myrtle and Matiz. Sorry, I'm kicking the tripod, very professional. Foxanne and the Sana, of course. The Sana will probably be going into a corner somewhere, and will stay there for a while because I need to start fettling the rest of the fleet. It's all been very disruptive of late. But yeah, it's interesting times. I haven't talked about the Giselle the GSA anywhere near as much as I said I was. So yeah, apart from the parking her up, sorry, I don't have scripts. I just make mouth noise, and my brain sometimes engages and sometimes doesn't. She's been going really well. I adjusted the clutch a few weeks ago, so the thrust bearing whistle has gone. That's been really good. She is dropping a bit of gearbox oil, so that's her little puddle down there. I'm not sure. Well, actually, I think I know where that's coming from. I think that's coming from a drive shaft seal, where the drive shaft goes into the side of the gearbox. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do anything about that. Thinking of booking her in for a session at Chevronics. Chevronics is one of the leading GSA specialists in the country, but there are a few others dotted about. The Westerns in, I think they're Bristol way. I've been there once before. They helped me with the spheres on my Citroen XM. So there's a few possibilities, but yeah, I think I would like to get her some specialist attention, because you know what my ham fists are like. I can do the basic tinkering, but I don't really know my way around these cars, and it'd be really useful to speak to people who do. So that's something I'm hoping to do. Try to get my entire head in shot. How professional. But yeah, like I say, apart from that, and occasional loss of idle, which I think is just crap getting into the carburettor. A good Italian tune-up always fixes it, but otherwise, yeah, sublime. And jumping into Giselle after the Vectra, oh my, the ride comfort is incredible. Does make a lot of road noise, which is a bit peculiar. I'm not sure why that is. It could be the tyres, but they claim to be low noise, the Nankang tyres. I'm ripping the edges off the tyres. I need to swap them round, really. They are, oh, that's a big gust. Jeepers. Whoa. Yeah, it's a bit lively indoors today. Yeah, I've taken the edge off those Nankangs, which I think is purely driving style. I don't think it's an alignment issue. It's the same both sides. There are some corners and roundabouts I go around a bit too quickly in this car, and they're very heavy on the front tyres. They're always a bit known for understeering in their day. So I'll rotate the tyres. At some point I'll have to buy a new set, and I won't go for the Nankangs. I'll probably, if I can afford it, go for Michelin's. The Michelin's are quite pricey. I think they're about £100 each, but we'll see if any deals can be done, because Michelin is the type that was kind of designed for the car, really. They're 145s on a 15-inch. I think it's a 15-inch. Yes, because I think that you can put them on 2 CVs. So 15-inch wheel. I really like these ventilated ones. The wheels themselves could do with a repaint. They've been brush painted in a manner that looks entirely like mine. So that's not all that encouraging. But yeah, that's something to do longer term. Improving the interior is something I would like to do on this car as well. Maybe that's something I can do over the winter, because I am not driving this car on salty roads. It will dissolve. I have found a little bit of rot in the floor under the driver's seat, effectively. It's a little disappointing, because I was under the impression the whole car had been restored. It turns out it hasn't. It's a good car that's been repainted. So it wasn't quite the stripped down I thought it was. No one said it was. It was just my assumption looking at it. I thought it had been a complete strip down. It hasn't. It's been a fairly comprehensive one. All the glass has come out, I suspect. But yeah, that's something that needs to happen. I did fix the screen wash. The screen wash is now working perfectly, so that's good. I do have a rear wiper to fit. I haven't fitted that yet. But yeah, we'll see what happens moving forward. It's been a lovely, lovely car, and definitely one of my better purchases. It makes up for the Delica not being quite so good, perhaps. And it's been very, very dependable. There's not one time I've gone to it and it hasn't started. It hasn't got me where I need to go. It's been absolutely lovely. So definitely one of my better buys. I will do a comparison with the Vectra. That is planned. And now I've got this car up here, I can bring the Vectra up. It's a lot easier to do, because I don't want to do any filming at home. What else to talk about? I'm not sure really. What I would love to do is get a whiteboard set up in here so I can actually write down a to-do list for each car. They've all got plenty of jobs that need doing. Ellie is well overdue a service. I think she last had an oil change back in September last year. I think I did an oil change then. I hope I did an oil change then. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I did, because I think I did it at Rick Pembroke's when he sorted out the kingpins. Tuck needs a service and need to find out where the oil's leaking from. There's already quite a few oil stains in here, which makes me feel better. They're not my oil stains. But yeah, Tuck's definitely leaking badly. Ellie is leaking very badly. Trying to get her booked in with Pete Sparrow perhaps in September to go through the carburettor, sort out the oil leak. But the oil leak's getting so bad, I'm starting to think I might have to have a look at that myself. We'll see how we go. Main focus is still getting everything in here. And trying to decide where to put stuff, tools and everything, is still quite tricky, but I'm thinking this spot might work well. I might try and lose the door, because I don't think the door's really adding anything here other than getting in the way. I have no reason to pull that door across there. I'm not keeping livestock in here, so it might be a case of lose the door entirely. It just lifts off the hinges. That's a big old heavy door. That might be a job for a few people. But yeah, I think that might be the best place to put tools, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, lighting will be coming in, going on the beams, but as you can see, the light generally in the daytime is absolutely marvellous. I'm not sure I'll be coming up here in the evenings so much, so we'll see what progresses. But I think that's probably enough mouth noise. That's just a quick vlog about where we are at the moment. The cars are booked to come in next week, and then over the bank holiday weekend I'll be moving everything lock, stock and barrel up here. So enjoy the tidiness, for it will not last, because I am HubNut and I am terrible. Oh, another quick thing people were mentioning is that with all these slats it's going to be very cold in the winter. That's possible, but I'm not in the hills anymore. A few years ago, when I was working on that Invercar, the temperature in the garage would drop down to about 4 or 5 degrees centigrade, which is fairly close to freezing. That was not fun, but I'm used to it. You just put more jumpers on, and once you actually start working, especially if you're straining on nuts and bolts and stuff, you quickly warm up. I might invest in one of those sort of big body suits that mechanics often wear around these parts, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, fun times ahead. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget you can head to the store and buy all the lovely merchandise. Should you wish to subscribe, that is something you can do. A lot of you already have, for which I'm very thankful. And I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Farewell. Yes, I do know a bit seems to have gone missing.